Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to Honest Tattooer, and we have a very special episode for you guys today. Unlike always being in the studio back in New York City, we're at Tattoo Convention, and we're at the Hudson Valley Tattoo Convention, and it's Sunday, and it's been a wild weekend. It's been fun. And what's up, Matt?
Hey, man, what's going on, dude? It's been super exciting this weekend. We got to do some pretty cool tattoos. We got to see a bunch of people that we haven't seen in a while, and yeah, Gabe and I won a couple of awards this weekend.
Dude, I'm so pumped for you guys.
Thank you.
Bravo, I had to put that. Oh,
no, not that one.
That's the one, yo. That's the one. It was a freaking awesome convention. You guys, you won first place New York Traditional, second place New York Traditional.
Yeah, man.
And that's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
And then Gabe got first place overall and also got a second place for traditional, I believe.
Yeah, and he got third place for something else, too.
Oh, shit.
Man, he's got to come back and tell us, because I forgot.
I know, I can't remember.
But, so overall, I think that's pretty exciting. I think that's better than anything, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
The overall category is when one client just has a collection pretty much all over his body, and the judges say, you look the best, completely tattooed.
That's
right?
that's pretty much it's like, you look the best covered in tattoos than anybody else we've seen today, and that's a pretty good place to be.
Yeah, so Gabe brought his client McKay, and he did a full sleeve on him, full leg sleeve on him, and man, all of his tattoos are amazing. Man,
shout out to McKay, bro. Shout out to McKay. McKay's probably one of those like all-star clients that people like. You know, he started as of a client, and he's literally like now one of the homies, man.
Yeah, he hung out with us all weekend, man.
Yeah,
part of the crew.
Yeah, it's awesome. And man, I've seen so many cool tattoos this weekend.
Yeah, that's what's great about this convention. I think that if I were to never do any other conventions besides one, it would be this one, because this is full of amazingly talented people that, man, it's like super inspiring to be around.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you know, like this is, you know, one of those conventions that still reminds me of like the reasons why I got inspired the first time that I went to a tattoo convention, which was when I went to the first New York Tattoo Convention. For me, it was like maybe, I don't remember like how many years that was back, but like, you know, when I went there, I got to see so many tattooers, you know. That was the first time that I saw Seth Wood's work, and then I ended up getting like, you know, 3/4 of my body tattooed by him, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's when really, you know, the inspiration came in.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the place for both young tattooers to get inspired and older tattooers to stay inspired, stay motivated.
For sure.
And just being around peers that are really pushing, you know, the art of tattooing.
Yeah, it's one of those conventions that it's pretty small. Like, there's not a whole lot of people here.
Yeah.
And everyone here is hand selected. So, like, they're just top of their game. Everyone here is just super incredible. And
yeah, we tried to get more of people from the shop, you know, to come, but unfortunately there's only so many spots, and they try to, you know, keep the convention really small. And unfortunately, we couldn't bring everybody, but like, you know, hopefully next year, you know, we could rotate some people around and
that'd be nice.
Come by. But it's been a great show so far.
Yeah,
and I'm stoked that today's Sunday and we're kind of like chilling.
Yeah, neither of us tattooed today. But actually, let's talk about that. What did you do this weekend?
So this weekend, I got to the first day on Friday. I just had a walk up, and this young man just brought me a photo that would look like, you know, like he got in one of those like Flash inspired, you know. It almost
like
reminded me of
Johnny?
like, yes, yeah, like, dude, it reminded me of like Tattoo Johnny images. And he was like, dude, do you think you would be down to do something like this? And I'm like, not exactly like that, but if you're down for me to redraw that. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm down. And then I was able to just, you know, redraw that within like about an hour or so, and then, you know, make it a cool tattoo. And then we finished like at the end of the day when, you know, they came by and told us twice to leave. But we finished it, and I got to get good photos of it today. And he actually wanted to get tattooed today, but I told him like, oh, dude, like for me to redraw that and tattoo it, and today they close earlier, it's not going to happen. Come to the shop and get it done.
I mean, so being at a tattoo convention, taking walk-ups, totally unprepared, very similar to working in a street shop. Like, you got to be ready at all times, just draw and tattoo. Like,
yes,
it's a very good skill to have and a good skill to develop.
Absolutely. To me, it's wild. Like, there's people that I know that are amazing tattooers, but they would never want to do that because that would give them so much stress.
Yeah.
You're like, no. I need the whole time to figure this thing out and map it, draw it, do it. And I'm like, you have to exercise that little bit, that muscle every once in a while. Just like sometimes, every once in a while, I think you should freehand something.
Yeah.
You know? Just to like push yourself, and don't forget like that's something that you can do, and it's like part of like your arsenal of tattooing.
For sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I 100% believe that if you spend a little bit extra time and draw and prepare beforehand,
preparation will lead to a better outcome.
100%. Yeah. But I think it's a great skill to have, to be able to just bust something out really quick on the spot while someone's there waiting for you. Be like, come on, let's go. Let's hurry up.
And then
they're rushing you to get out of here because the convention's closed and you got to finish up soon.
Dude, that's like what reminded me of like doing a TV show back in the day. I
have no experience with that, but
I just met you, and then I was like, all right, you got 45 minutes to talk to your clients, figure out what they want to get, and then you have this much to sit up and then this much to tattoo it, and then they're going to come and tell you like, yo, you got like 30 minutes left, and you're like, fuck, this is going to be challenging. But like I feel like it does push you, and that's one thing about like when I did that back in the day, that like it helped me push myself to be like, oh man. And also like you don't have other distractions. You're literally just focused on that one goal, to give that person the coolest tattoo you can make.
Yeah.
And like once that transitions to like this environment, you know, where you're like, man, I'm doing this tattoo and I know a bunch of really good tattooers are gonna come by and check out what the fuck I'm doing. It really makes you be like, shit, man,
It steps up your game a lot.
Yeah.
So when before that we had this convention booked, I had an appointment for this weekend already set. And I told my client when we found out that we actually booked the convention, I told him, I was like, hey man, look, we can either move your appointment to another day, because he came from the Bronx.
Yeah.
So for him to come all the way up here to get tattooed is a bit of an
Oh, it's a little trip, yeah.
So he was toying it around in his head. He's like, man, should I get tattooed at the convention, because he might want to, talking about me, he's like, he might want to, you know, step up his game and have everybody overlooking him, like win the contest and like really put it, or he's like, man, it could be like a huge distraction too, and he might fuck up. And so it's like, it's kind of one of those balance. Yeah, you got to balance it out. But I think you're right though. Like having all these other people around here inspires you to work a little bit better. So talking about everybody being like super nice and happy here, dude. Earlier I was walking in, a $5 bill fell out of my pocket, and some guy tapped me on the shoulder. He's like, "Oh man, you dropped this." Like that would never happen in the city.
Oh, bro, that'd be sad. That'd be gone so fast, bro.
Some dude would probably like step on it, cover it with his shoe, so nobody. Wait till you walk away.
Yep.
Oh, Gabe, we talked about you while you were away.
Oh, okay, cool.
We were saying that you were just slaying some tats this weekend, but most of all, killing the contest game by here.
Oh man, took me by surprise.
Nah, it shouldn't have, dude.
Nah,
you had that unlocked.
But it did, man. You know, it was one of those things where I didn't expect it, and I kind of like low key. I entered some of these things, and I was like, let me not get my hopes up, because everybody here in this convention is such a strong tattooer.
Yeah.
It's incredible. So, of course, like a lot of us might be like, we don't have a chance.
Bro.
And then when they call your name, you're just like, what? Yeah.
Well,
like,
bro, that's
big shout out once again to everybody over here at the Hudson Valley, Diego and the entire crew that it.
I feel like that's a huge thing that like I think we talked about this like a long time ago on the podcast about like having like imposter syndrome, where you're like just how you're feeling like, oh man, like I'm going to just enter this, but you're like, there's so many good people here. I'm like, yeah, there's so many good people here. That's why you're here. That's why you got invited to be here.
Do I belong here?
Like, you got invited to come here because you're one of those really good people, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And then, but most of all, like, you know, when you do win a trophy or a contest, and you know you entered because you're just proud of what you've done, and you want to show it to your peers.
Yeah, correct.
And then you win. You know what I'm saying? And you get that recognition of your peers. It's like a great feeling, man. So
yeah, that's one of the biggest factors.
Most of all, congrats, brother. Congrats.
Thank
you guys both crushed.
So we were actually trying to remember all the awards that you won. We couldn't remember all of them. What did you get?
So I won first in best overall collection. Shout out to my buddy Kay, loyal client. It always helps to have a badass client that is consistent and collects your stuff and gets all the best.
Absolutely.
Then I got second place, best traditional. And then I got...
What piece was that for?
For the Pharaoh's horses that I did.
Right. The big black and gray one.
Nice.
It was a real nice, strong piece. And then third place for...
sleeve, right?
Best sleeve.
Sleeve, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I snoozed on that sleeve.
Yeah, I know you snoozed on that one.
I know.
think
They should have put that whole leg.
I think if you would have put Scott in there, it would have bumped me off. So I'm actually glad you slipped up on that.
Were you looking for a best pants?
Best
Best pant leg.
Yeah, we're looking for the best pants.
Best pant legs right there.
When I think of sleeve, I immediately go to like full coverage, no skin showing, and like being at, Scott's and McKay's both sleeves have these skin showing in between pieces. I just didn't associate that to being a sleeve, so it didn't even dawn on me to enter his leg into it.
Yeah, if it's all your work, and it doesn't matter if there's skin breaks and there's like spaces between it's your sleeve.
It's your sleeve. You know what I'm saying? But that looked killer. You should have entered that.
Yeah, well, next time.
Well,
I know.
You only won second in first place, so let's not be too greedy.
Yeah, right.
Awesome.
So sick, man.
I'm proud of everybody here, honestly. It's been a great convention. I mean, like John said, I feel like it's a good reminder to know that like you belong here amongst a lot of these giants. And it's a great experience. I highly recommend anybody like always like push themselves.
Yeah, guys. If you're a tattooer and you haven't been to a good convention, if you're in the New York area, you should come to the Hudson Valley Tattoo Convention. You'll have a great experience. You'll enjoy it.
Yes.
It's very different than it's a convention put on by tattooers, very different than other conventions that are, started off almost by tattooers, but then they kind of become like more of a business endeavor that it's like, very commercialized,
Yeah. So I was saying before, the guy that I tattooed, he came in Friday and Saturday and got tattooed both days in a row. And the dude, like, he powered through it so good. Like, at the end of Saturday, I mean, we're overall probably like 10 or 11 hours into it after the 2 days are done.
Yeah.
And he kept saying, like, oh, man, this is fucking rough, But he just sat there stone. Like, didn't move, didn't make any facial expressions. And it made it so much easier for me because I'm the type of person that when I start to see that my client's in pain, I start to rush. Like, all right, let's just get this over with. I want you to put you out of your misery. But he was so good, dude. He just let me do my thing, and it turned out really,
awesome.
good.
It did.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Homie sat like a rock both days.
Yes, both days.
Yes, both days. He just sat like a champ.
Which is hard to do. That's a challenge.
Yeah. So, Gabe, you tattooed McKay today or yesterday?
Yeah, I tattooed him yesterday. We were supposed to do something today, but he was a little tired already.
Oh, man.
The tattoo that I did was a skull and a dagger going through it. Very tratty, very American traditional.
Dude, that was so clean,
lines.
too.
Thank you very much.
Super clean.
Difficult spot, if any. I mean, like most.
Right on the stomach ribs.
Yeah, stomach ribs. I mean, for the client and for the tattooer, it's pretty tough. But
to do that in the shop is a hard thing to do, and then to have to do that in a convention where you're so constricted.
Yeah,
we're ready, man.
You're a little uncomfortable, and but it is what it is. That's you're not gonna do a convention to be comfortable. You just you got to push through it. It's a bit of a laborious thing, but it's worth it. No, it was a nice tattoo, but today he was just like, hey, because the new tattoo that we were supposed to put on him is supposed to be Stewie from Family Guy, putting his like middle fingers up, and it's just a fun tattoo. He loves fun tattoos like that, and he was just like, hey, Gabe, do you mind if we do that one at the shop and not at the convention? That area is still a little sore, and I was like, hey, I don't blame you. It's a tough spot.
Where did he want to put the Stewie?
Stewie right next to where I put the dagger.
Oh man, yeah, that would have fucked.
On the ribs, on the hip, on the side.
Yeah,
it was gonna be tough.
No fun at all.
Yeah.
All right, so I just snagged Oren Hurley.
Oh,
all right.
Legend over here. Oren, so what we do every time that we have a guest on, just say your name, how long you've been tattooing, a little bit about your style.
Awesome. I'm Oren Hurley. I've been tattooing for about 25 years. I started in Tennessee and then moved up to New York. Bounced around a little bit outside of New York City and then kind of found myself in New York City.
Yeah.
Worked at Daredevil and then that kind of started my New York City career.
Nice.
And so I've been in the city about 12 years, if I'm counting right.
Okay.
I don't really have a style. I just kind of do whatever somebody wants me to do and try and make it cool.
Yeah.
I definitely lean into Japanese stuff and biomech. Like, I know they're totally different from each other, but I try and add them in everything.
Yeah.
And then maybe a little bit of Art Nouveau stuff and backgrounds. It's kind of just whatever I'm feeling at the moment.
Yeah.
I like to just keep changing and evolving and stuff. It gets really boring just doing the same thing for any artist.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
At first it's how do I draw a rose and do it good, and then you finally get to that point, and then you do it, and you're like, oh, I need to make this one different from the last one. And then after you do that, you're like, well, I'm bored of that one. I need to do a different one. So now the challenge is way higher. So you can constantly put out something new and something different, and be, you know, contemporary, and also be in on what's happening in the tattoo world without, you know, getting into a spot that it's just like a sort of sellout spot where it's like, oh, everybody's doing that, so I'm going to do that. So it's like,
kind of like, this is what's selling right now, so I'm going to make this.
You kind of have to like look at it and be like, what's the nice part of this I can take and evolve. And I think having lots of influences is better, because now people will pick one artist and they'll be like, I want to be that guy, and they'll just keep doing it. And it turns out, like back in the day when you made a tape and you're like, I'll make a mixtape for my friends.
Yeah.
And then another kid goes, I love that one, I'll make another one. And they make one, and a copy of a tape, and a copy of a tape, and a copy of the tape. And so it becomes derivative. So you have, you know, that point of, you need to know where these things come from, and go in and try and find what inspires you about that, and not fall into this like, what's that guy's doing?
Yes.
That guy's making a lot of mistakes.
Oh man, we just lost all cameras right now. Just right now they dropped. I just saw. Hold on. We still have audio though. But
oh, okay. But
I'm gonna try to get them to go back on.
You're kind of making the same mistakes that somebody is doing, because back in the day you would open up a tattoo magazine and there'd be all this crazy stuff, and you would really like some of it, but then some of it you wouldn't. But every time you flip through that magazine, sometimes the stuff you didn't like the first time, you start really liking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I really didn't care about a lot of the tribal stuff in like the mid 90s, because new school was the thing. It was like all this cool color, and we started actually having good ink. So it was like you could actually get like a light blue and all that stuff.
Right.
So like you could do it, and that's when it shifted. And then after that, it kind of shifted to more traditional and you know, more simple and stuff. So it's always doing that. It's like my son the other day, he was like, I want a pair of Jinkos. And I was like, whoa.
You're like, what?
I was like, fucking awesome.
Throwback.
That's coming back, and it is. And it's like all these things so it's like all these things do, you know, they're cyclical.
Right.
They come back.
It is.
Coming back.
It completely is.
And they morph and they change. And it's nice to see all that and try and pull all that into what you're doing at the moment.
Right.
Instead of being, I only want to do this. I don't care. I'm just going to do this thing.
Right.
Or like that. It's like what's selling right now. You know.
Man, it's so funny that you mentioned what you were saying about like not being into something until you see it the second time around. So Oren tattooed me. Fuck, man, what year was that you did this bio on my arm?
That had to be before I went to the city.
Oh yeah,
so
for
I'm
sure.
going to say about 13, 14 years.
You were working. You had like a booth in a hair salon. When
Yeah.
So.
Don't recommend it.
So
sometimes you go where you can be.
I distinctly remember this, dude. I showed him a picture of a Nick Baxter tattoo of an hourglass. I was like, yeah, I want something kind of like this. And Oren's like, all right, cool. So he freehands some bio on me. I'm like, I don't know, man. But dude, after I saw it, and I was like, man, I fucking love this.
Yeah.
And then after you tattooed me there, I started doing bio. I was like, I never really liked it beforehand.
Yeah.
I've seen it before. I didn't really love it. And then you did it on me. I was like, this is fucking awesome. And I started doing that. And I was like,
sometimes
super inspiring.
sometimes seeing the process is the best part.
Yes.
Like I never really liked lettering.
100%.
And I got tattooed by Boog.
Yeah.
And he did my daughter's name on my knee. And you know, we went into this hotel room because he couldn't, at the convention, the health department came and he didn't pay the money or something. He's like, oh, I'll do it in my room. And he was so friendly and so cool. And he just took a pen and drew it on there. And like, he needed to smoke weed about every 5 seconds. He'd like do a couple lines and be like, all right, I'm going to smoke some weed. And he just kept doing it and whatever. And it's just like, and I was just watching it, and it was like this like ballet with the pen. He just had the right movements and everything.
Right.
And it was cool watching it. And then after that, same thing, you know, like you're saying, I went out and was like, I got to figure this out.
Yeah.
And I didn't figure it out because I wanted to do lettering. I wanted to figure out something about lettering that made me happy to put into what I was doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like I wanted to learn every style I could, the best I could, and then come to a point where I can bring all those things in and make it happen and make something original. So it's like studying and studying and studying. But that's the thing too, you know, back in the day, it was very easy to see a lot of things. Now, you know, you have Instagram, you have whatever. You can easily lock on one thing and just go down on that and be like, you know, I only see this, I only see this. And just become a copy of it. And there's a lot of people doing it really, really well. But there's just a point where it's like, I'll see something and be like, like, even like the geometry stuff. Like I started doing that years ago just because somebody wanted some in a tattoo. And I was like, I have to figure this out to do this. And then I figured it out. I'm like, ooh, I kind of like this. Now I got to figure out like, how I can make it different and usually making it different by mistakes, honestly.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
How did you said you put a lot of mandalas in your portfolio this weekend? How'd that go?
Oh, I wanted them to be like folk art flowers, like kind of traddy, and I just didn't get around to like coloring them that way.
Okay.
And I kind of last minute put everything, and then like that's what people wanted, but they wanted it to be more like the mandala stuff. And
Yeah,
I was like, come get tattooed at me, like come to Greenpoint, and then we can sit down because that stuff takes forever. And
Yeah.
like I really don't want to sit here doing dot 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 dot.
For sure.
One thing that we always ask people, we asked about something that you tattooed this weekend. So, what did you tattoo this weekend?
Well, the first day I got to do a Pee-wee tattoo from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
What? Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, real fun. He wanted a Pee-wee and cherry, and so I tried to do it really weird, of course, and just incorporate things from like the show where it's like the door and the like almost that like trapper keeper looking art that's on the walls in there, and do that. And then the next day I had a friend come in and we didn't really know what we were going to do, maybe work on his sleeve, and I was like, let's do something new. And he said he wanted to get a snail tattoo, and I'm like, right there you go. I do lots of those. That's fucking awesome. And so I did a snail with a skull for the shell and then mushrooms coming out.
Oh,
and sit
sweet.
there.
Nice.
And I decided when I started drawing it, I was like, there's so many people doing everything very, very beautifully Japanese and traditional. I was like, I might as well just do new school. I'll break it back out. I don't care. I'll just let the needles do what they want to. I just kind of brought it back to like the 90s just for the fun of it, and it turned out super fun.
Nice, man.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah,
Thanks for
no
sharing,
problem.
man. Awesome. I just wanted to share this. So when I first started my career forever ago, there was a guy that worked right by where I was working at, and he was like this super tatted dude, and he had his arms were all your work, and it was all this super cool like biomech stuff, music stuff, and it was just so sick. And like at that point I was just like, damn, that's how good tattoos can be. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and
wow,
it
that's
inspired
awesome.
me really hard to like push myself to be better and to keep
that's
growing.
awesome.
You know
That's
what
good to
I'm
hear.
saying?
Yeah,
So-
awesome. That's
so
cool.
It's really nice to be now sitting across from you.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Now I wonder who it was.
Yeah, I wish, man. It was this. He used to work at like either Guitar Center or like Sam Ash, something like that, in White Plains.
Oh.
And yeah, he had his full arm that way. I can't remember. I don't remember his name at all.
All right, if you
I have
ever
a
see it,
similar
send
story.
it.
So I was in Aruba, I think, and some guy staying in the same hotel as me had an American flag sleeve.
Oh, I do remember that because I was like, this is the only one I'm going to do.
I will do this one time.
Yeah, that's funny.
And I went up to this guy in the lobby of the hotel room. I was like, oh man, Oren did that tattoo. And he looked at me and was like, how the fuck do you know that? Like, we're in a completely different country. I was like, 'cause I know, man, I could
Probably
tell.
looking over his back, like, like what's
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's also back in like the Tattoo Now days because
Yeah,
everything was up there.
And where can people find you if they want to find you online, if they want to find you anywhere?
If you go to my Instagram, it's just real easy. It's just Oren Hurley, just my name. I work at Three Kings in Greenpoint right now.
Cool.
So I'm in Greenpoint right now, and I've been there for about 3 years.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much where to get to me.
Cool, man.
Awesome.
I want to tattoo everybody, so
Awesome.
Get in
Everybody, check out Oren Hurley. His work is phenomenal.
Yep.
And absolutely, follow him on Instagram and look at his work.
That's right.
awesome. Thank you guys so much.
No, thank you, man.
Thank you, man. Hope you had a good
Thanks for
weekend,
joining
bro.
us.
Definitely. Awesome. Thank you.
So for those of us who don't know you, why don't you say your name, where you're from, how long you've
Should
been
I
tattooing?
look into the camera?
Yeah, look
Yeah,
at the
do it
camera.
comfortably.
Talk to the world out there.
My name is Nick. Everybody calls me Dead Meat because Instagram. Yeah, you can find me there.
Cool. How long have you been tattooing?
10 years. I just hit 10 years in July.
And where are you from?
Originally from Allentown, Pennsylvania. So I'm right outside of Philly now, not too far. A little bit north.
Awesome. So, like, one thing that we've been asking everybody is about what did you tattoo this weekend?
So Friday, what did I do? I did like a lady face on a forearm with a big rose. And then yesterday I did a raccoon eating a bunch of fruits and stuff on the back of a calf. Really, really big thing. It was cool.
And
Cool.
congrats on winning Tattoo of the Day with that.
Yes.
Crushing tats.
My head is
man.
getting bigger. And then today I did. I just
That's
did a
award
neck.
number 3,489, right? Something like that.
What else am I doing with my life? You know what I mean?
Well, and what did you do today?
I did a neck. I did a bird on a guy's neck with a rose and stuff. So he was cool. Another
Nice.
tattooer. He came up or down from Connecticut. So super chill, dude.
Are you
man.
are you doing a lot of conventions lately, or are you just kind of like picking and choosing kind of smaller
I'm
ones?
picking and choosing more now. The older I get, I feel like I'm slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, of
course.
And my girlfriend's a piercer, so we kind of just travel and want to like go to places we've never been before.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like getting invited to places like this is super cool. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely.
How do you fare this convention? From the ones you've been doing recently?
these are like my favorite because I don't want to shit on the other ones, but like I like the more small, intimate. I feel like they're focusing on the artists a little bit more. They give us more time.
Oh, certainly.
And yeah, you just kind of feel like recognized. Even the T-shirts here are cool because they
The
print it out
T-shirts are actually
and they have
cool, yeah.
all of our names on the back of
Yeah.
the shirt.
Yeah, yeah.
Super
The
cool.
merch. I mentioned that just yesterday when I was like, the quality of this convention, where it's just like you said, very focused on the artist,
Yeah.
on the tattoos, and even the merch is amazing. Like the prints that the artists have, the
Yeah.
T-shirts.
Oh my God,
You know,
yeah, I
like
was literally going to
individually
walk and buy
from the
stuff.
convention. It's like you want
Right.
to buy stuff everywhere.
I was literally going to walk around and buy stuff, and you guys stopped me. So it's like, but yeah, like I think the convention T-shirts are cool because normally you go and you're like, it's cool, but I don't really need it.
Yeah.
And here I'm like, I'd fucking buy all of them.
I'll buy these and actually wear it.
Yeah, exactly. I'll actually keep it and wear it. So, yeah, that's cool.
What else? So you got tattoo of the day on Friday.
I did.
You got third place Neotrad
Yeah,
today.
man. Let's talk about how my third place lost to your first and second. I felt good about it because I went up and I did this like Simpsons tattoo on my coworker, and then I like
that was an incredible
I've seen
piece.
that tattoo. That tattoo's so
Thank
sick.
you.
From
dude.
a mile away.
You can see it
I
from a
wanna
mile
do
away.
more
It's so
Simpsons.
solid and so good.
Yeah, he's got that skin where it's just like glows on him.
Yeah, it's
it was
nuts.
incredible.
But I like took it up there, and I normally never watch because I had fucking anxiety about everything. And I went up, I was like, oh, I'm gonna look, and then I just see this girl up there with like Matt's chess piece, like massive thing, and I was like, maybe we'll get third. And we did, so, I'll take it. You know?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Dude, your work is incredible, man.
Yeah.
And
Thanks, man.
I feel whenever, because I've had a couple of pieces up against yours in competitions, and I always feel the same way. Like when I see that he's in there, I'm like, well, maybe next time.
Yeah. Well, like, it's same. You know what I mean? Like, if we all hate our own shit and never think we're gonna win. I literally never think I'm gonna win anything. Like, I swear to God, I tell my client, like, go up there and lose tattoo of the day. Sometimes you win, and sometimes.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say that you win a lot more than you don't take home.
I guess. I don't know.
Dude, I feel like every convention you go to, you're winning tattoo of the day. Like,
I look at it differently too, because like I feel like when the first couple years you get one, and then it's like an addiction where you're like, oh, I have to go back and okay, now that I got third, I want to get second, I want to get first, I want to get tattoo of the day, I want to get best in show.
Yeah.
But now it's more like I still love doing it and winning, but it's not a priority. It's not a necessity anymore. It's
Yeah.
like, I'll go if my client feels like entering. Cool. If they don't, I'm gonna go.
That's fine.
Just enjoy the convention.
Yeah,
And
right.
the trophy's a bonus, and give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
it's
Totally.
awesome.
Yeah, just trying to have fun with it anymore, Getting too old.
One thing, you make awesome prints, by the way, man.
Thank you.
Awesome prints. Very graphic, very stuff that
Thanks.
should actually be great T-shirts.
I know. I got to get on that.
Yes,
I
because
know.
like I saw
Shirts would be
the
dope.
one print that you had. I was like, oh man, this blocked so nicely. I'm like, this
Yeah.
would be like a great 4-color screen print
For
shirt.
sure,
It would look
for
so
sure.
sick. How do you feel about creating merch for shows and everything like that? Do you normally because you create a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
on a regular basis. Do you make stuff for shows specifically, or do you kind of bring what do you
what I
feel
got
like
there.
what's most successful for artists that want to come do conventions and kind of put their work out there? Would you say that they should focus on making large scale prints, smaller prints, T-shirts?
It's funny you say that because I was just talking to my coworker, and this is his first convention. He's been tattooing for 10 years, and he never did one.
Yeah.
And he
Wow.
brought all of his merch, which normally I would do.
Yeah.
But since I knew this was more traditional and Japanese focused convention, I was like, I'll bring stuff that maybe leans more towards that interest, and then one that really represents me. But his side of the booth got all the attention because he brought all the anime, the nerdy video game stuff, which is a huge part of me too.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, I should have just brought everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you never know. So I feel like bring you, bring who you genuinely are. If you're into video games, you're into anime, pop culture, whatever,
Yeah.
bring that, because people are going to show up and buy it. You know?
Absolutely.
But also, man, like you said, that this is more Japanese traditional. If you have your nerdy stuff, like you're gonna stand out.
I know,
You're
that's
gonna stand
exactly
out.
what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really stood out. So I was just like, cool. And I was stoked for him because first convention, and he fucking killed it. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Matt was saying that he did really well with prints, and one of the things is like, man, having a lot of variety for people to see, you know, like even if they don't like the fact that you have a lot, and then they can say like, oh wow, look at this.
Just one, you
yeah,
know?
Yeah,
for sure. Normally, like I'll do like the anime or the video game convention, and I'll fill 2 tables worth of stuff, and yeah, I'll sell a whole bunch. So lessons learned. I shouldn't have toned it down for this one. But
anyways.
You'll do plenty more, I'm sure.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I just want to see some cool cities and go to places I haven't been before, meet some new people. So
There's that arm.
Please come by. Show us that arm right here. You got to come around.
Come
you got to
around,
put
buddy.
that on camera.
I think it's just glowing.
Yeah, put it right in front of this one right here.
Come on, sit down. Just sit down.
Sit down.
Cut this shit. Sit down. Put these headphones on.
Put the headphones on. Put the headphones on.
You're in here because I got questions for you, buddy. So first of all,
Lured another one in.
yes, tell people your name, where you're from, how long you've been tattooing, and a little bit about your style.
My name is Ev Jones. I'm tattooing out of Materia Tattoo with Nick over here, and been tattooing about a little over 10 years now.
Yeah,
Cool.
Great.
And what's the best place for people to find you so they can see your work?
Ev Jones Tattoos on Instagram.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What style of tattooing do you do?
Neo-trad, illustrative, pretty similar to Nick.
Dude, I feel like I
bright
need your
color, bold lines.
I need his sunglasses with that tattoo right there.
Yeah.
When did you
that
do
thing
that?
is so bright.
Nick,
It's a good one.
when did you do that tattoo?
It's like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
So drop that on the lens so people can see this tat that we're talking about here. Look at this thing. Let me move it down.
Man, that is so solid,
Yeah.
so
So
bright.
solid. It's so bright and it's so good.
It's insultingly
Phenomenal.
good.
It's like, stop. Dude, so Nick was just saying that this is your first convention,
Yeah.
which is pretty phenomenal. This is a good one to do.
I feel
A
very
real
grateful.
good
This
one
has
to
been
be,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, everyone's awesome. I mean, I was talking to Gabe the other day. I've been keeping up with the podcast and been following you guys for a while. Like,
Awesome,
you guys
man.
are amazing artists. It's so awesome to like see so many people that I've been, admiring for so long.
Yeah,
And just
man,
get
it
to like
is.
talk to people and be like, feel like part of the brotherhood in a way,
That's
Yes.
a great way
You
to
know?
put it. It's a great way to put
absolutely.
it.
But what prevented you in the past from doing the conventions?
You know what? I think it was just the area that I was in, and just kind of like the mindset I was put into when I first started, like tattooing, just workhorse, like just keep your head down,
Keep your
do
blinders
work,
on,
and,
keep
like,
going, you know?
Don't worry, like stay in the shop and just keep making your money. But it just got to a point 10 years in. I'm like, I need a fucking change and start to get burnt out.
Yeah,
from
and do things
tattooing.
that make you uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
do things that
exactly. I'm
put
like
yourself
trying to
in
find
different
those new
places.
situations to challenge myself because it's like, I don't know. I don't want to be one of those old heads that's fucking jaded and
Yeah.
it's just like phoning it in. And I was working with a lot of those guys. I'm like, I felt myself starting to slip, and I'm like, I can't do that. I gotta fucking get myself up and start challenging myself and get out there a lot more.
Like,
It's
And
funny.
just talk to more of the people that I love and respect as artists.
absolutely. And I feel like
Yeah.
as a tattooer, that helps you stay fresh and stay inspired, stay good. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I was in a place where I just didn't have many excellent tattooers around me, and I'm like, just for years, it was like almost like a dream.
Yeah.
Like to be like, oh, I wish I could like meet and like talk to these people or whatever. And I went to a convention here and there and like popped by and was like, hey, I like your stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then,
yeah,
like
yeah.
carried on, but no, it's been great. There's been a lot of big changes the last couple of years.
As
Awesome,
many
man.
good tattoos as you
Great.
could see online and Instagram and like be inspired by all that stuff, it doesn't hit the same when you can see it in person.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you're walking around here and you're seeing like these amazing tattoos that were just done and like it's just like fuck man, like it just seeing it on screen on your Instagram, like the 3-inch screen or whatever, and then seeing it in person, like it hits so much more. It's so much
Yeah.
more inspiring here. You can learn so much more just by doing it in person
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Seeing it on screen for like 3 seconds, you're like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. like
Yeah.
It's like a
double
full bodysuit.
yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool.
No, it's been great to see some of these people work on these massive things.
Yeah.
Right.
And get them done in a day. And, just everybody here is fucking incredible. It's been great, man.
Awesome,
Definitely.
awesome,
Definitely.
man.
Stoked to
You
be
feel
here.
like you almost like absorb some of that energy, right? Where you're just like, oh, I'm recharged.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
like-
really. Yeah,
especially
it
when-
just feels like, oh, I'm with my people.
Yeah,
like,
especially
even though I
when
don't
you get
really
the validation.
Know, what's that?
When you get the validation,
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah. Of course, yeah. Yeah, even having barely met any of the people here, it's like these are my fucking guys.
Absolutely,
You know?
man.
So
Yeah,
it's been-
yeah.
It's been good. It's been very inspiring, and like, yeah, it just kind of gives you that juice to like to keep going.
Awesome, man.
It's almost like going to like a really good action movie. Like at the end of it, you're like, oh fuck, I can kick some ass too.
Yeah,
You come out of
it's
there.
like, I got all sorts of new ideas to like,
Yeah.
bring home, stuff I want to try, and just be like watching what they're doing. I'm like, I want to see if I can figure that out.
I could beat up that guy.
Yeah. yeah. Try to absorb their powers through.
Awesome, man.
external force, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, well, thank you so much for
Yeah.
stopping and talking to us for a little
I
bit.
love the podcast.
thanks for the
I love
quick
what
chat.
you guys are doing.
Thank you so much,
love you
man.
all as artists. You guys are
Appreciate
great.
it.
We're
All
just
right, so
chatting,
first of
chilling.
all, we like to start like this. Just tell us your name, where you're from, how long you've been tattooing, and your style of tattooing.
All right, so I've been tattooing for 13 years. I'm from Santiago de Chile, and I like to make Japanese tattoos.
Awesome, brother. Awesome.
What's your name?
I'm Carlo.
Carlo.
Carlo. And you can find him, is Tattoo Carlo just on your Instagram?
Yeah, I'm under Tattoo Carlo name on Instagram.
Okay, so you can find him, Tattoo Carlo, on Instagram. And how's the convention been for you so far, brother?
Oh man, really nice. Like, I've been hearing about this convention for a while, and I didn't expect to be that good, so I'm really glad to be here, man.
Good, man. Good. So you've actually came to the shop and guest spotted with us before.
Yeah, this was my first time in the US.
Oh, shit.
So
Wow.
you guys are gonna be on my earth.
Nice, man. And also, what have you tattooed this weekend?
I did yesterday a couple of tattoos, and today just one. Yesterday I did like a, not really a cover up, because this guy had like a wolf head on his arm, so I used it like for make it part of my design.
Yeah.
And after that I did just like a small walk-in, and today I did a tattoo on the son of Diego's, the host of the convention.
Oh,
No
nice.
pressure, bro.
Oh my goodness. And by the way, I wanted to mention that I did see the tattoo that he did today, and it was the frog, right? With
Yeah.
that was so crispy, so clean. It was
Oh,
so
man.
well done.
Appreciate it.
Talk
Appreciate
about, you being under pressure. You executed a real nice tattoo. So
I better make it good, otherwise I'm not coming back again.
Oh, man.
my goodness.
Man, so how would you say that conventions in the U.S. fare to conventions overseas?
Ooh, like, I think if you compare convention in the US, you can, in my experience, just comparing it with the convention I've done on Europe. Because I think in South America, it's pretty hard to make something like this happen.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not gonna happen soon, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just amazing. Like, I've been in some conventions down there, and they really sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In what way? Like what
Just-
makes it so different?
The organization, basically, you know? Like, I've been talking to Diego for a while, and I know he's been working in this convention for like around 9 months, you know?
Yeah.
So sometimes there are some people, it's like, hey man, I'm making a convention happen in 2 months more. So then you already know it's not gonna be good. So I think people need to work a little harder on that and make more promotion, you know, like more advertisement and everything. So then maybe we can make more high quality conventions down there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I believe also some people have to come to see what's going on here to have an idea how to make a proper convention too.
Yes.
I don't think you
Yes.
can make a really nice convention when you really haven't been in one of them.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you need that experience.
That's so
Exactly.
true. That's so
Exactly.
true.
I think sometimes, and then people like, I've seen conventions that were good, and then they got big too fast.
Exactly.
And then they lose the same quality, because
Exactly.
they want to do too much, and I think that ends up, just watering down the convention, especially if you're a promoter, a tattoo convention promoter, and you're focusing on making money off the artist paying for your booths, bro. That you have the wrong state of mind.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like we are just here to do tattoos and bring the good energy and bring our artwork, but ultimately is connect with the community. And I think that Diego
Yeah.
does an incredible job about connecting with his community
Exactly.
and with the businesses in the area and generating that vibe where you can tell that the people that are coming by are excited to be here.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
that makes us happy. So then we're
For sure,
happy.
for sure.
And then it's a great synergy,
it was amazing to be like surrounded by so many good artists, you know, and so many cool people too. Like it's super cool the vibe on here.
Yes, absolutely. We kept talking about that, like, man, everybody you see walking around is so happy, and it's such
Exactly.
a
Everybody's super friendly, no like big rock stars on here, so that's super cool. You
Absolutely
know, like,
agree, bro.
We're just on a line, we're just the same, so that's
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can feel this here. So
And where would you say your travels are off to next?
I'm traveling on next Tuesday to Germany.
Oh shit, cool, man. Never been.
You have never been?
Yeah, never been to Germany.
You should. It's a nice country.
Oh man, I gotta check it out. I've always
Yeah, for
wanted
sure.
to. Never been to Germany. I've been to a lot of places in Europe, but not Germany.
Not Germany. You should, man. They are making a really nice tattoo convention in Frankfurt.
Yeah.
On the not this weekend, but the next one. Mm-hmm. On April 14, I believe, is starting.
Is it the Tattoo the Gods something? Tattoo
Gods of Ink, I believe
Gods
is the
of
name.
Ink.
Yeah.
Gods of
Mickey
Ink.
Violetto, I think that's the host of it.
Yes, yes.
So it's
He
a
puts on
kind
some
of
great shows.
like London Tattoo Convention, but in Frankfurt. So I think it's
Awesome.
gonna be nice.
I think that'll be really good. Yeah, yeah. I
Cool.
saw the lineup of artists.
Yeah,
Great lineup.
just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been seeing the
Absolutely.
names. I was like, ooh,
yeah.
it's looking pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you so much for sitting with us and hanging out,
No,
bro.
guys, thank you all.
Thank
I
you
really
so much,
appreciate
Carlo.
it.
Thank you, man.
man.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for the invitation. It's an honor to be here.
Dude, pleasure, man.
Yeah.
I still haven't been to Chile.
You're more than welcome, man.
I have to do it. You know, I
gotta
haven't been
run
to
to
South
sleep.
America, which is crazy.
Oh wow.
Never,
Oh, me neither.
dude.
Me neither.
You both speak Spanish.
Yes.
You can
Yeah.
totally manage it.
I know. That's why I'm like, man, why haven't I gone? You know, but I think part of why I haven't gone is what you were saying before about conventions.
Yeah, for sure. We don't really have good nice
Because you don't really
conventions
have
from
really nice conventions that
No,
will
no, no,
motivate
no.
me. But it's like at the end of the day, now that I know people, that I have friends that live there,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I can go visit, do a guest spot, and have a different
For sure.
experience. You know,
Yeah.
of
Or maybe
that.
not even work to see just the landscapes and all of that. That's beautiful down there. You
Oh
know?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
tattooing is scene maybe it's not like I don't think you can really compare the scene on the States with any other in the world. You know, like
agree.
I think the super tough tattoo scene here. So
Yeah.
Europe and Australia, I think for sure have some, but I think tattoo is so fucking powerful here, man.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So yeah, we can offer some other things down there. So
Yeah.
you guys should go for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
we gotta make a trip.
I'm a huge nature boy too, so I like
Yeah.
to see.
You will definitely like it then.
Geography and just like
For sure.
what the planet has to offer. So
Yeah, you don't have to go to a new place to work. You can just enjoy
know,
it.
exactly.
I know,
Enjoy
right?
vacation.
Just go and
Like,
visit. Don't worry about it.
Carlo, I
We're
want to.
workaholic people.
Yeah, Carlo, I plan. Let me do a guest spot one day, and then the rest, let's just go like
For sure, man.
like have fun.
I get the
yeah.
spot. You're already booked, man.
Oh, awesome, man.
Sick, bro.
Cool, man.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, man.
No, thank you guys. It was a
appreciate
pleasure.
it. Thanks for chatting with us, bro.
All right.
All right.
Now I gotta go lure someone else. I saw Woods was he put his machines down. I'm gonna
Put
see
the
what-
machine
yeah.
down. What's up, my man? How are you?
What's up? Good. Yeah, everything's good. Thank you for having me.
No,
Thanks for
welcome
coming.
to
Thanks for
Honest
taking the
Tattooer
time.
podcast. And
Yeah.
for those that don't know you out there in the world, tell us your name, how long you've been tattooing, where you're from, and your style.
So my name is Woods. I've been tattooing for probably 25 years almost. I started in
Oh yeah.
started
Long time.
in '95. Took a kind of a break in there because I was in a band, just kind of screwing off.
Nice.
Having fun, man.
Being a rock star.
Being a rock star, bro.
Yeah. And then got back into it when I moved to Brooklyn, that was 20 years ago.
Right.
2003, actually.
Yeah, excellent.
Nice.
Wow.
So
And you own and operate.
Magic Cobra Tattoo.
Magic Cobra Tattoo.
Yeah. We have a couple of shops in Brooklyn, one in Williamsburg, one in Parksville.
Congrats on the second
Congrats on the
Thank you.
second
Yeah,
shot, man.
congrats on
That's
your
great.
success.
Great.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
And how's the convention been for you so far?
Good, yeah. I mean, I'm lucky enough to be pretty local, so I've been having, some of my clients come up pretty
It
much.
helps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So,
You know what's amazing, dude? So I started my career in Rockland County. I don't know if you're familiar with that. But
Not really.
So Rockland's only 45 minutes outside of like lower Manhattan where we are right now.
Yeah.
And when I transferred from Rockland to Manhattan, my clients were like, "Oh man, you're going to the city? I don't want to come down there." 45 minutes. bro.
45
Yeah.
minutes.
You can't
bro.
do that. But yet, people are very eager to go from Brooklyn all the way to goddamn Poughkeepsie. And that's incredible.
Because I don't know. A lot of people are afraid of the city.
Yes.
You know?
People outside of the city are afraid of the city. But what I was going to say, there's people that live deep in Brooklyn. It will take them 45 minutes to get to the city.
Yes.
Straight up. Yeah.
Easily.
I mean, I live on Staten Island, so it takes me like, on average, an hour just to get to my shop in Williamsburg.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So people, you know, I have people from Queens, and you know, and they're like, "Oh, it took me like a half hour to get here." I'm like, "Oh, that ain't nothing." Like, come on. Yeah. So, yeah,
that's crazy.
And tell us about a few of the tattoos you worked on this weekend.
So worked on a big old back piece, foo dog, Japanese style.
I saw it. Looked awesome,
it was
man.
crazy,
It looked
by the
so
way.
crazy. It looked
Thank
so
you
sick.
so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mainly do trying to focus on traditional Japanese, traditional American.
Yeah.
So
Strong styles.
yeah, exactly. Strong, bold. You know, I did a nice lady head earlier today. That was cool. But yeah, I mean, I just been busy, so I'm
Good.
very grateful.
Are you still painting a lot of walls and stuff like that for a bit? I remember you were rocking a lot of walls.
you were cranking those out.
I haven't done one in a while. The last one I did was actually at the new shop. I did the back. We have a little backyard in the back, so I did this big, like 20-foot piece. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice, man. Nice.
I miss that though. I love that. It's hard work though.
Yes.
Oh, it's got to be.
Very hard.
Very physical.
I'm getting old, man.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Very physical.
Yeah, carrying around those ladders and scaffoldings and you know.
Yeah.
I did a piece actually in the city called 11 Tigers. It's this like new like restaurant, and I did the whole staircase and then a couple of walls in this place. It was during COVID, so it was nice. Like it was extra money when
Yeah,
we
yeah,
were all
yeah, yeah.
laid
Yeah.
out. But it was like the hardest job I've ever done. It was in the middle of so you got fans going, I got a mask on, and I'm doing all this shit by myself, you know what I mean? So like,
Crazy.
yeah.
And
yeah.
to paint one like in those like staircases, it's terrifying. Especially when
You're
you have
not level.
dude, it's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. The whole thing sounds
Yeah.
difficult.
Like your perspective is off too.
Oh, for
because,
sure.
Like, you have to
You
stand
can't back up. Yeah, it's like right
exactly.
there.
So
You're
it's right in front of you, yeah. But anyway, I miss that stuff though. But I hopefully I'll do some more stuff.
I'm sure it's satisfying, when you finally complete something.
That's
like
the biggest thing.
The scale of it all.
Exactly. The end product on something like that is like you get to, like you said, sit back and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
I feel like a lot of that stuff, like, you hear tattooers, like, some people just focus on their tattoos, and, that might be their drive, but I always find it fascinating when they go outside the human canvas and they're just working on like large scale work, whether it's graffiti or painting or some sort of illustration.
Yeah.
It's always nice to keep that like creative muscle, like,
100%. I agree.
pumped.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and it helps with your drawing skills. You know what I mean? Like, just to do things on a large scale and then shrink them down, like all perspective.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
It really helps with your drawing.
Absolutely. Like that helped me a lot too. Just like when I was starting to draw, I would be so tight, and then when you draw big, it forces you to get loose, because there's no way you're gonna be like
and kind of simplify as
and
well.
simplify. Yeah.
Exactly.
That was one thing. Like when I started, it was kind of like tribal, new school stuff, and it was exaggerated, and it was, so I had to like kind of rein my stuff in and simplify my stuff.
Yeah.
I noticed over the years, and that's like the hardest thing to me, is to simplify. Simplify.
I feel like most tattooers, as time goes by, learn that by seeing stuff. You see your tattoos and other tattoos that you've seen over the years. You're like, oh man, the simpler it is, the better it looks for the longer.
I was just gonna say, as soon as it comes back, you see something that you did a couple of years ago, and you're like, oh shit, man, that's too much.
Yeah.
Or you're like, where'd all that detail go? Like, it's gone anyway.
It's gone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
that's the part where it's like, I don't understand the people that do tattoos that don't age well, and I get their idea of like, well, of like it's like it doesn't matter. Like, It does matter. You don't care about spending hours of your life in something that does not fucking work, bro.
There's some people. So I'm gonna do a funny comparison right now. So I was watching Sesame Street with my daughter, and there was a segment where there was a street artist that he worked with sand, and he just, one of the characters is like, well, what do you do at the end of the day? What if the wind blows it away? Like, what happens? He's like, well, I'm here to create art. I don't care about it lasting. Like, that's what I just want to be able to be a creative person. So these artists, these tattoo artists that don't care about the longevity of the tattoo, they just want to make art regardless of what it looks like 10 years down the road. Like, it's just, I want to do it now, get my satisfaction out of it, and then that's it.
Well, and it's the money grab, too.
It's a money grab. Yeah, it's a money grab.
Unfortunately.
Money grab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that changes from, like, the artist and the tattooer, you know?
Yeah.
In this case, the honest tattooers.
Exactly. So we're trying to keep it real.
Yeah. That it's like, no, man, I want to do work that is going to age with you, and
real.
still you're going to be proud to show it, and I'm going to be proud to tell people I did it.
Yeah,
you know?
Right.
Especially among your peers. You know,
Yes.
Most importantly.
People have eyes, and it's a small knit community. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times an old client of mine came to the shop and they had like some tattoos that I did back in my early days, and I'm like, don't tell anybody that I did.
Don't stop spreading the word.
Fellas, I gotta run, but thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Appreciate it.
How can the general public find you?
So the Instagram is at WoodsArt. I have woodsart.com, and then I have magiccobra.tattoo.com.
Awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you so much for stopping by. And
Thank you
congrats on the
so very
shop.
much for coming, man.
And most of all, one of these days we got to get you into the shop to do a full-length podcast, because that's when we get down and dirty and get down to conversations.
We talk details.
Thank you so much, brother.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
All right. So, welcome to the Honest Tattooer podcast.
Muchas gracias. Thank you very much for inviting me.
No problem.
So randomly.
So for the people that don't know you, tell us your name, where you're from, how long you've been tattooing, and your style of tattooing. Yeah.
Okay, so my name is Anaí, but everybody calls me Ana, especially here. Apparently my name is too hard to pronounce. I'm from Peru, and I've been tattooing for almost 9 years, and I specialize in neo-traditional, but I do a lot of stuff, different stuff. I like mixing it up.
And lately you've been doing girls, lots of girls.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you've been crushing the girls game.
Yeah, awesome. I love doing my pinup girls.
Yeah.
That started kind of as a joke, and then they became kind of, I won that, and I'm so glad because I love doing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always love like drawing girls, so
yeah,
I guess I'm doing my thing.
Awesome.
For sure.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. And how's the show been for you this weekend?
Oh, the convention?
Yes.
It's been awesome. I've got to meet so many different people like all over the world. People that I only I only thought I met like on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it's so cool, you know.
You're a real person.
Yeah, exactly. And most people are like super nice, you know. You never know because, you know, social media or whatever. But
of course,
it's been so cool and a lot of work also. Mm-hmm. I'm impressed on the amount of people that actually get tattooed here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not used to that. Like, people in, I don't know, in South America, I guess they buy stuff like merch, prints, and whatever, but nobody gets this much amount of tattoos, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it's what's good about like convention. We had just mentioned it before that the focus is tattooing and
so
good
cool.
tattooing.
Yeah.
So we're definitely seeing a lot of that this weekend.
I think actually, so the first year that they did this convention, there were no vendors. It was only tattooers.
Oh,
Yeah.
True. Now they've got some people selling other merchandise and stuff like that.
Which is good.
Well, that's cool. So
Yeah.
I think it brings like a little bit more of stuff for people that maybe can afford getting tattooed but want to get a little something, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly.
So what kind of tattoos did you do this weekend?
I've done a lot of pinups. Well, not a lot, but a couple of them, which was cool. And then today I did a huge, like, kind of like neo-traditional portrait, kind of like a witch forest lady.
Nice.
Yeah, It was cool. All girls.
All girls.
Yeah.
Were there all appointments or anybody that would just like walk ups?
One of my pinups was a walk-up. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, it was cool. It was on my portfolio, and he was like, I want that. And I'm like, let's do it.
Let's go. There's
Awesome.
something like, I feel like as a tattooer that feels really good about when somebody just walks by and they see a design that you made and they're like, I want this. Especially if something that you've drawn, even if it's just been sitting in your thing for a while, and you're like, man, I've been dying to tattoo, and nobody's
and you know what? It's part of a flash that I did.
Yeah.
And all the other tattoos were done, and that was like the only one missing. And I was like, yeah, she's going home. It was great. Yeah.
That's
a good feeling.
awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Now, did you have your stuff already colored in your flash book, or was it
I
just line?
did. Yeah, I did. I usually color my stuff. I don't know. I cannot control myself. But yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's good. It helps people know what they're about to get.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like it. You know, it makes you don't think. At the moment of tattooing, you don't have to like figure out what you're gonna do. It's like
It's all figured out.
yeah. You just have to copy from my brain to the skin.
I could learn something from that.
Well, it takes a lot of time. Also, it takes
does.
a lot of your time. But
it does.
sometimes sometimes no.
So you were just telling me that you are starting your own podcast.
Oh yes, I am.
How's that going? I'm sorry.
Oh, awesome.
It's cool. I actually started a podcast. I haven't released it yet, so it's just kind of like the pre-release apparently.
Yeah.
It's called Tanto Tattoo in Spanish, of course. It's in Spanish.
Cool.
Well, you know what it means.
Yeah.
It means like kind of like a lot of tattoos.
A lot of tats.
Yeah, and it's actually what I wanted to do was do a podcast that is for like everybody that's interested in tattoos, not only tattoo artists.
Yes.
So it has like a little bit of a language that is more like for everybody, like not that technical or specifically.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just about different kind of stuff that could involve anybody that likes tattoos, you know? So like from a little bit of history of tattooing, but also like about like taking care of tattoo, of like the most frequently asked questions and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I wish you well on that.
Oh, thank you
Yeah,
so much.
definitely.
Yeah. I wish myself luck too, because you never know. But yeah, it's fun. It's something fun to do.
Are you going to do video too, or just audio?
I already have like 5 chapters. Yeah.
Oh, so you already done 5 episodes.
Nice.
Yeah,
Cool.
but
Great.
it's only one I have video, but I think I'm gonna have 2 because I think it's better in a way. I don't know, you have like backup material, like video material, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
right now I only tape 1, yeah.
Okay.
The rest are audio.
Yeah, when we started doing this, you know, like the first few episodes that we did, we recorded and everything, and then we look back and I'm like, oh, this doesn't look good. We have to like retry this again and do it a few times, and then until we found like the nice kind of formula, we're like, oh, this feels good, this looks good, this is it.
But
Now we
it's
gotta
part
do
of
it.
the process, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, I think the important part is that you start, you know?
And that you enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
You have to like it.
I feel like Peru, it's a country that has like it's kind of like in tattoo diapers in a way, because we have so much talent, but it's just like the culture itself, it's not as big as any other part really. Like maybe I don't know, Ecuador, Peru, and maybe Bolivia are kind of in the same. But even in South America, Chile, Argentina, Brazil, there are countries that are like so ahead of us that I actually wanted to create a space for people to kind of stop thinking about tattooing like something like bad or like something that is not what it really is, that it's art basically.
Yeah.
It's something that's easily accessible.
Yeah, and created space for people to kind of like get closer to tattooing in a way, even if they are not getting tattooed. So people kind of like the culture starts growing, you know. It's not only like, you know, I have to get tattooed to know about tattoos or like tattoos, you know. It's just like I feel there's a need for more spaces like that. So it grows, you know.
Yeah, I think a lot of that like stigma or that fear that comes from, you know, because like, you know, where I'm from in Dominican Republic, you know, it used to be the same way, you know, and over the years as people become more educated and learn more, and that's one thing that you can add, you know, the more you can give people more knowledge about like how tattoos are made, what to look for to get a good tattoo and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes them feel more comfortable and more willing to then maybe jump.
And there's also, you know, I feel that maybe like the internet is like kind of like a double sword in a way, because you have so much information about tattoos and tattooing, but it's also sometimes too much maybe, that people get lost. And so maybe if there's like a space that they feel closer and more like at home in, they can learn better or more, you know, in a way.
Right.
So you're the first female that we've spoken to.
Oh, I feel so honored.
Today. How's your perspective from, you know, like being a female tattooer in a very heavily male-dominated kind of field, you know? Like, I feel like it's always different for you guys.
Well, it's a question I'm usually asked.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny in a way, because sometimes I'm talking past usually, because right now it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But when I started, I actually am the first tattooer, like female tattooer in Peru.
Oh wow.
And I'm only 9 years, so you can imagine, like, it's like tiny. It's a tiny. Oh my god!
You love that, right?
That's amazing. But you can tell, like, for the amount of years, like, we don't have like enough, culture, story, like. So much space to grow again.
Yeah.
But it was funny because when I started, it was like, again, it was like sometimes it was bad because people were like underestimating me all the time. Like,
Right.
you're a girl, you cannot do this just because, you have boobs. I don't know. But sometimes it was actually, it played in my favor because there's a lot of girls that don't want to get tattooed by a man. So
Of
I
course.
I blew up really fast because I also did a lot of different styles when I started. Well, as you should,
As you should, yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
And I got called up a lot because I was the only girl, so it played out fine.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's great.
Absolutely.
And right now it's not that bad. Like, I don't mind it. Like, I'm glad. I'm actually glad that I can, shut some people up.
Yeah.
I feel like
And
the playing field is starting to level out too. There's a lot of females coming into the industry.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be, like you said, levels of comfort, and when you're sitting down with people for long hours of time, I mean, sometimes you're getting these tattoos where, you have to be either undressed or it's a little more of a private session.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you want to have that access to either have a female tattooer to do a tattoo that, just to sit and be comfortable.
Yeah.
And I think these are like, it's very important. It's very, very important.
And it's also as the tattoo artist,
Right.
as the female tattoo artist, it's also sometimes nice that it's uncomfortable to be a girl in the industry because it pushes you to be better,
Yes.
To as I
Yes,
said,
of
shut some
course.
people up.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And like I said, you're the first girl that we've talked, at this, on the podcast today, but there's not that many females on the convention overall.
Yeah,
like there's in the
there's a
tattoo
lot of
industry.
guys.
But the ones that are here, you're very well respected, and people love your
and
work.
very talented.
So you
Thank
earned
you.
your spot. It wasn't
Yeah.
like some shit that was like, oh, you're here just because you're a girl, and we're trying to like.
we need more girls.
We need
at
more
this
girls
convention.
here,
Yeah,
so
it's
let's
just-
get. No, you're here because you're good.
Yeah, it's
you know?
more like we need good people here.
You're like, wait,
Wait until I might try my tears of happiness. Oh, but yes, that's true. We always, in any scenario, need more girls. So yeah, and I also think there's so many talented girls that I feel like girls kind of like lift each other up in a way.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I admire and respect so many girls tattooing, and sometimes I don't even know they're girls until I meet them or I buy a book or something like that, and then I'm like, this dude was actually a girl, and I'm even more happy to like her work. It's really cool.
Yeah. I have a lot of respect for a girl is putting her work is like, hey, look at what the hell I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't just be supporting me just because of this, but it's because like, look at what I'm doing, and it's like you can't deny that talent.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, in the end, it should never matter if we're girls or boys or whatever
It doesn't
we
matter.
want to be. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
it's
Exactly.
like the art, like when I have to confess that when I got here, like the first day, I was like, I want to go home. I feel like so many talented people here, and I for a second there, I was like, I don't feel I belong here. I was like, maybe I'm too small. I'm small. I was like, I'm small. And then so many people came up and they were like, oh, hey, I love your work, and oh, I like that piece you're doing or whatever. And they was like, what am I talking about? Like, everybody here is so nice. Everybody like came from nothing, Nobody was born a tattoo artist. So it's so nice to be able to share with so many talented people because you get to grow. Like, even if I'm not at a place I want to be, like being here like lifts you up in a way, It makes you want to be better.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Man, it's so amazing that everybody's saying the exact same stuff.
But that's the cool thing about conventions,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone feels like we're on that.
I am not worthy.
Yeah. The imposter syndrome, where it'd be like,
Oh my god! But I think that's like an artist thing, Like, If
We're very insecure people.
but I think that if you are like, I am so worthy, it's like, then you're a hater and you're like kind of like annoying. Like, if you are the guy that says like, or the girl that says like, I am so good for you guys, like, it's like nobody's gonna really like you, you know?
Nobody likes that kind.
I think as an artist, that's what you need to portray to your clients.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then inside, you're like,
the client should be like, I'm getting tattooed by the best of the best, the cream of the crop.
absolutely.
Yeah.
They
Like,
feel like
yes.
they're getting the most special
Yeah.
experience
Yeah.
ever, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But amongst your peers, you're just like, I'm just one of the guys. I don't even know what I'm doing here. You know?
Yeah, what am I doing here? Those were my exact words. Like, I want to go home.
Yeah.
But I think that essentially is what pushes us to keep wanting to get better.
Yeah, of
you know?
course.
Right.
It's like trying to always reach for that carrot that we can't ever get.
Yeah, I'm going back home to paint like a psychopath. Like, all the prints here, like, they're insane. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need to paint more. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So inspiring, right?
Yeah, it's
definitely
really
is
cool.
inspiring. Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for stopping by
Thank
and
you
talking
so
with
for
us.
inviting me. This was so much fun. I need
right.
to get one of this like equipment. You know, it sounds so much better. Damn.
It sounds so good, so clear.
Yeah.
And most of all, next time you're in New York, I want you to come by, visit us, so we
Come
can
by
do
the shop,
a
please.
long form interview.
I will love that.
And that
And I
one we
will.
get to get into your history. I think it's huge that you're like the first female tattooer in your
Oh my God,
country.
thank
That's
you so
huge,
much.
man.
Yeah.
And like, that means that you just started a domino effect. There's gonna be more women that tattoo in your
Yeah,
place.
there are
And-
so many right now, and I'm so
Exactly.
excited about
Yeah.
that.
So we need to dig all into that.
Yeah, we need to
all
talk
that stuff,
about it.
for sure. So
Thank you so much,
please
guys.
come back on the podcast, and we
Thank
hope
you so
to
much.
see you.
Wait. You got to tell everybody where can we find you?
Yeah, where can we
Where are you
find
going next?
I'm at Instagram at Ana Artes. Oh my God, it's in Spanish. I'm sorry. Ana Artesana Tattoos. Also on TikTok doing weird shit. If you want to follow me there. But yeah, basically Instagram. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. No matter how you spell it, we'll put it underneath.
Yes,
Yeah, we'll
please.
put it on the tag you.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Anna, thank you so much.
Anna,
High
thank you
fives.
so much for coming.
Thank you guys. It was so fun.
Thanks.
Good.
Bye.
Bye.